SEC Lineman of the Week. That's not normally a position that gets accolades.
Yeah, they knew, right? Yeah, lineman's not usually something that gets recognized, but it's really a good thing for the whole offense to get recognized like that. I mean, the offensive line was able to do something, subdue that defensive front that nobody's really been able to do so much, and the running backs, ran just as hard as they have all season or harder. So it's definitely a good thing to have the offense recognized like that.
Did you feel like you played pretty well?
I felt like we played good enough to win, so that's always good enough for me. But I think the offensive line played really well. I think guys like Jake Bernstein, gave it all they had and played really hard. And I think the running backs, like I said, hit the holes and ran harder than they probably have all season.
When an award like that comes up, that probably comes from the coaching staff passing that along. So when you met with them, what are the things that coaches said they liked that you did specifically in that game?
Really didn't talk a whole lot about it. Just going over the film. Being able to get on guys, get a little bit of push, get to the second level, and that's something the whole offensive line was able to do, and the tight ends and fullbacks, everybody was really able to get on their blocks and sustain blocks, and everybody really knew the game plan, and we executed pretty well. So that's why we came out with the win.
To get a conference win, finally feel better at all around the locker room and on the practice field?
Yeah, it definitely feels good. It was great getting that conference win. It was great going 1-0 that week, and gave definitely everybody got some confidence, and we're starting to get to that point where we had to kind of relearn how to win games, and that's where we're getting, and we're getting to the point that we'll when it comes down to the end of the game, we'll come out with the win, and so that's how we're practicing, and that's how we're going to play for the rest of the season.
So it's starting to feel a little more like it did 2-3 years ago around here?
Yeah, obviously it's a whole different team and it's a different makeup altogether, but it's definitely getting to a new place where we know how to win games.
Trent said that he was aware of which quarterback was going in once you guys kind of got together on the sideline and started to go out. You as the center, do you get a little more heads up of who you're going to be snapping it to? And in the second half when it's not a plan exactly.
I definitely know who's going in. Obviously at the beginning of the game we have a plan. And then, at the end of every series, I usually know who's going to be going in next. If it's somebody who hasn't been for a couple of series, just to get ready, get some snaps on the sideline or anything like that. So it's definitely something we know and, are ready for. We're not just going out there blind.
How much of an adjustment is that going from one quarterback to the other?
It's really not too big of an adjustment. I practice with all the quarterbacks every day, so it's just, it's nothing new to me, really.
Last year we saw maybe a quarterback would get pulled and another one to go in because one wasn't effective and you're trying something different. It seemed like the plan now is they both do something well, let's use them in different situations for a strength. Do you see the difference in the two?
There's definitely a difference. They both have different set of skills that we use to win the game, and that's what we did last week. And I think you'll see both of them come into games and do the things that they do well to help us win.
You see through the progression of the game, Shermer become more confident, more comfortable with throughout?
Honestly, a little bit maybe, but right when he went out there, he was pretty calm and collected. Maybe a little bit during pregame you could tell, but when he stepped out on that field, you could tell he was confident, he's ready to go, and it was really maybe not surprising, but it was pretty cool to see that he was able to kind of lead us and take control in the huddle and everything. So and not only just play well, but be able to do well in the huddle and on the sideline.
Do you guys on offense, maybe because of Houston's being one of the top scoring teams in the country, maybe feel like you guys have to put up more than 10 points this week?
I don't really have a number that we think I have to put up. I think we have one of the best defenses in the country, and I think that they go out and play hard every week. But as an offense, we're going to go out and do everything we can to execute and play hard and put up as many points as we can.
It seems like the offensive line has improved a lot since the MTSU game. We're starting with the MTSU game. What do you think are some of the reasons for that?
I think guys honestly have just grown a lot throughout the season. I think you've seen a lot of guys who maybe haven't played as much prior to this season, and they've really, we've gotten a kind of bond together, and guys have really learned the playbook, learned how the speed of the game is, learned, really just how to play the game in a live game situation, and they've just been working hard throughout the weeks to get better.
Houston has sort of hung its hat on scoring a lot of points this year, but what about their defense impresses you, challenges you guys, particularly this week?
Yeah, I mean their defense is, everybody talks about their offense, but they have a good defense as well. Guys in the defensive front, they have a lot of guys that are very active in the linebacking core and guys outside, and they can do some things to disrupt plays, and they've been able to force a lot of turnovers this season, so that's definitely something we're focusing on.
This is a non-conference game, but it's a ranked team. It's an undefeated team. How does the feel of this game compare to a big SEC game for you?
It feels just like any other game. I mean, even if Houston wasn't undefeated, it would still feel like a big game to us. But they haven't lost a game. They've been able to put up a lot of points and beat teams pretty handedly. So it's definitely not a game we take lightly in any means. Even though it's out of conference, we still take it as a big game, and we're focusing on this week just like any other week.
Spencer, is more pressure on them in this game?
I'm sorry?
Is the pressure on them in this game since they are ranked and undefeated?
I mean, they might have some pressure, but we're just focusing on ourselves and going out there to win, and end up at the end of the week to be undefeated this week.
Appreciate you, Spence. Thank you, man.
Thanks, guys.